Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's the Kitty G, and I'm back again with another video. Don't mind the potato of a camera today. I don't have my lighting and everything set up like I usually do. I'm not at home, but big up to everybody. I know we're late, but believe me, you'd rather me be late than with me cutting in and out of my stream. Honestly, I can't even speak right now, but I got two wonderful guests with me. I got Samuel in the background. Big up to Samuel in the background, right? We got Jess here. You got your own channel, Jess. Big up to you, you're Arsenal fan, first time on the channel, appreciate it. And I got Callum with me. You guys already know Callum, is second time on the channel. I think first time, you guys already know, we did that, the whole Big Six teams, everybody talking about the game and everything. But since Jessica, it's your first time here, I want you to tell everybody how long you've been an Arsenal fan, where you're from, and tell them where they can find you.
Yeah, for sure. So thank you so much for having me on the channel. I've heard such good things about you, Egal. So thank you so much for inviting me. I've been a fan since maybe 2002, 2003. Good time to be an Arsenal fan, obviously. I've told this story a million times, but I'll tell it again. It's really short. I played football, soccer my entire life since I was like 6. And I was so engrossed in the sport that I wanted to watch as much as I possibly could. And in America at the time, I'm from Los Angeles, you could only really find MLS or US women's soccer. Like, it really hadn't, grown that much. It's not as big as it is over where you guys are. And when they finally started showing Premier League games, they would only show the best teams. And at the time, they were only showing Manchester United and Arsenal. And the first English Premier League game I ever saw was a Manchester United game. So for a second, I was a Manchester United fan. People call me not a real Arsenal fan, but it was only because I had never seen Arsenal. Then I saw a game that Arsenal was playing, and I immediately fell in love with the team. The team was like very black, and I hate, I don't want to make anybody uncomfortable, but for me, that was really important. Like, seeing a bunch of black players on a team that was really good was influential for me. And that's how I became a fan. Been in love with the club ever since. So
yeah, and honestly, when I tell people, like, watching FA Cup games, League Cup games, stuff like that did not exist where in Canada for me, and they're like, you're ridiculous. I'm like, to be honest, there's a reason why I don't value these trophies as highly, is because I didn't grow up watching the FA Cup final. I didn't grow up watching the League Cup semifinals, seeing all these battles. To me, it's always just been, you see the league or the Champions League. And once they started showing more games, I think by then Arsenal was not the best team, and it was like Chelsea winning the Champions League. You see Manchester United winning the Champions League. You even see Liverpool winning the Champions League here and there. But it's just like, yeah. But Callum, everyone knows you from the Kopish. Big up to you, man. You got a great channel there. You guys got doing big things. Since we last spoke, you told me calm down, and I've calmed down a lot. but I remember you saying, you do us a favor, beat Spurs, and that was we ended up losing that game, the first game, and no longer in title contention. But how are you feeling these days, man?
Yeah, not too bad. Once again, thanks very much for having me back on the channel. Always love working with you, Egal, you know that. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, the last time I was on, we looked like we were going to retain the title again, and you beating Spurs would have helped us at the time, but now it kind of means nothing because we've been so poor since we last spoke. So I'm hoping you don't curse me again, Egal, because the mice started the last time I came on the show. But all love, and thanks for having me on. Looking forward to the show.
There you go. And then Callum, Jess, first thing we're going to do, we're going to run through our teams, our predicted teams for the game. We're going to get everyone's predicted teams. I want everyone in the comment section, throw in your predictions for your teams. It doesn't have to be the whole team. If you want, you can just you can go along with us and tell us what you would change from everyone's team. So I'm going to start with, since Kesh is not here, we're just going to save his for later. And I'm going to start with Jess. I'll give you your, I'm going to put up yours on the table, and you can break it down for us why you went with this team and why you went with this combined 11 versus, not combined 11, this 11 against Liverpool.
Yeah, so for the most part, I tried to pick the best team that I could think of, minus some maybe injury issues. I know that they're saying that everybody is pretty much fit, but we all know that Smith Rowe was unavailable for the last under-21s game, and Saka obviously had to stay behind from the England squad because of hamstring issues. So I chose Cedric because it seems like Bellerin is not being chosen for the Premier League team anymore. It seems like Arteta has relegated him to the Europa League squad only. And because Liverpool is not a very tall team, I don't think we necessarily need Callum Chambers. So I picked Cedric at right back. Luiz and Gabriel have been our best center back pairing. They've been playing a lot lately together. And after seeing Marie against West Ham, I wasn't very impressed with him. And I think we need to bring our best center back pairing against, even though, you know, they've been kind of out of form, it's still a very strong Liverpool side in my mind. Tierney, he has a lot of minutes in his legs from Scotland, but he's our best left back and our only left back. So that makes sense. Xhaka and Thomas, our best center midfield pairing. Both of them are fit, so they should play. No Ceballos or El Neni. No reason to shake that up. Odegaard, obviously one of our best players on loan from Real Madrid. We need our best players out there. Smith Rowe is good in the 10 position, but Odegaard, I think, has a little bit of class there that maybe Smith Rowe doesn't offer. So, and we're not sure if he's fit. I chose Willian at left wing, not because I think he's a great player, but because of Smith Rowe's potential injury and the fact that if we have a left back with a left foot, we tend to play a right-footed left wing. I think that kind of puts Pepe out of the left wing position. So I moved Willian to the left, Pepe on the right, because I'm not sure Saka is fit, and Aubameyang through the middle because we need to get him scoring ahead of the Europa League games.
Okay, so let's just run through what some of the people are saying, Jess, in the comment section. We got one guy saying Willian out, Lacazette in, so basically putting Aubameyang on the left wing, right? And then we're just waiting for everyone else to throw in theirs. Someone else said I would replace Aubameyang for Lacazette and Willian for Saka or Smith Rowe. I don't think Saka or Smith Rowe might play this game. I think they might be rested or coming back from injury, so we don't know. We'll find out. Maybe he can do a Kevin Nash and just take it off and just be ready. Okay, but yeah, Will Smith will play on Saturday. We don't know, but yeah. What were you gonna say, Callum?
No, I didn't realize Saka was out with a potential injury or coming back from the injury. That's a big blow for you guys. I rate Saka highly. Rate him really highly. He's
doing the right thing. He's prioritizing his league, and at the same time with England training with the first team so he can be ready for the summer. So it's a little bit of balancing act. I'm not sure if he's played today. Did he play today at all against the Poland game? I'm not sure. Did he play at all? Did he get any minutes?
I didn't watch the game.
Okay, so that just goes to show you all 3 games for England during this international break he didn't feature. So
he didn't even leave in London. He didn't go at all. We're talking about Saka, right?
Him?
Yeah.
They picked him, but it just like Rashford, I think as well. Like they pick the squad, you know, but they leave it to the very last minute to see if they can make it or not. And I wouldn't be surprised if Arteta said he's not going. I think Smith Rowe was also getting his minutes managed with the under-21s because we need them. And to be fair, like you guys, if they were fit, and I believe that they would be in there. I'm not picking Willian because I think he's amazing. I just don't think that they're going to be ready. And Arteta has this thing about playing players that aren't fit. Saka, this hamstring injury has been in the background for a while, you know. So I think he needs rest, you know.
Let's see what I went with. I think I went with a different lineup. You're gonna see Kesh has joined. Ram has joined us actually. Ram's a Liverpool fan. He's gonna jump in to even it up a little bit. Even it up a little bit. So big up to Ram. This is what I went with. I think this is the perfect game for Gabriel Martinelli to get some game time. I'm not sure if Gabriel Martinelli is going to get game time, but I'll put him in instead of Willian. Pretty much everything's the same, I would say, for our 2 teams. Not really much difference. It's just, of course, I put Gabriel instead of David Luiz on the right, which he should be playing on the left. So that besides that little detail, pretty much the same team.
And Lacazette, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot about Lacazette. Lacazette has been on form. Let's be real. Majority of the games he's played, he's done well. And against big teams, he likes to step up. Against Spurs, he steps up. Against Liverpool, he stepped up many times. I think Aubameyang has only scored 1 goal against Liverpool this whole time he's at Arsenal, and that was in the Community Shield. So Lacazette loves himself a goal against top 6 clubs. I think this would be the game where you start him. And also, he's been at home the whole time, Jess. So I'm not saying we don't have to go back and forth, but of course, I think this is what he's going to go with. Also, Aubameyang went out to Gabon. He could be rested. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, if I saw Lacazette, I wouldn't be upset, but I think Aubameyang only played one game for Gabon or, something like that. He's been back for a while. And I just think it's important, if we think about going into the latter stages of the Europa League. I mean, you tell me if there was one chance that we got against Manchester United at the end of the Europa League, who would you rather it fall to, Lacazette or Aubameyang? I think we need to get him scoring. It's important for him to be on form. I like Lacazette. He's doing well, but Aubameyang needs to be in form if we're going to do anything at the end of the season.
True. Okay, so now going back to the Liverpool side of things. Now we got Callum and Ram here. So I'm going to ask Callum to run through the team, and then I'll ask after Callum, we're going to throw it over to Ram to see if he'd make any changes or tweaks to your team. So, of course, you sent me your combined 11. I didn't realize that Fabinho should have been in the middle in between the two, so that's my mistake, not yours. But yeah, run us through your team.
Yeah, so I think Alisson's self-explanatory. We can't go with Adrian in goal as long as Alisson's fit. That just would be suicide. Trent, I think he's starting to pick up a bit of form, or he was before the international break. Obviously, he got left out of the England squad, so hopefully he's well rested and he continues on his form, and obviously he'll be fresh for this game as well. So I think he starts. I've gone with Kabak and Phillips at the back. I think Klopp wants to build up an understanding between his centre-back partners. Obviously, this season for centre-backs has just been a catastrophe, and we've had something like 20-odd centre-back pairings this season, which is crazy when you consider Virgil van Dijk played 94 or 95 consecutive games for us before his injury. But I do think we'll go with Phillips and Kabak as centre-backs, and obviously Robertson, who in my opinion is the best left-back in Europe, and the best Scottish left-back. I just thought I'd throw that in there as well. Fabinho, I think, will start as the holding player, and I think his role will be important, keeping Odegaard quiet, hopefully. I think we'll go Gini as a definite, because Gini offers that ball retention, that engine, and a bit of stiffness and firmness in midfield. The third position in midfield was a bit of a difficult choice for me, but I've gone with Naby Keita. I know he did play one international game, but he only played the one. He's come back from injury. He's doesn't seem like he's had a repetition of any injuries. He's been on a special regimented program to ensure that he stops picking up as many injuries as he gets. And I think this could potentially be a game where he comes in and shows what he could do. And then I think as things stand, with Firmino only just come back from injury, plus his actual poor form this season, I think you've got to go Salah, Jota and Mane up top, and I'm sure they'll all interchange. I mean, Jota got more goals on international duty, and he's just been a revelation for Liverpool this season. So I think he'll definitely start. And apart from Keita, I think this will be the team, and I think Keita could potentially be swapped in or out for someone else.
True. Ram, would you make any changes to Callum's team?
Personally, I think realistically, Keita might not be starting. I think he might come off the bench. I think Thiago might be playing this game because he hasn't. I don't think he played against Georgia yesterday. So I think he'll be playing instead of Keita. I think Keita still want to be a little bit cautious with him because of the injuries that he's had. But that's the only change.
Yeah.
So when we talk about the two teams, there's a lot of things people talk about. There's you can't really draw too many comparisons, but one comparison a lot of people like to draw is the left back. We're going to do a combined 11, so we'll settle that in the combined 11 portion of things. But let's just talk about the two seasons that we've had. Both teams have had very disappointing seasons. Let's be honest. You can see from our league position, one being I'm not sure where you guys are right now. Is it 6 or 7?
We're 8th, I believe.
8th.
Is it 7th?
8th. Oh,
it's
wow.
one of the two, yes.
Yeah, we're 9th. So it's like we're literally down there, mid-table.
7th. Yeah.
7th, right? Yeah, I thought you guys were 7th. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I feel like if we win this game, this could be the catapult to springboard us to potentially finish ahead of you guys. I feel like you guys need to win this game to get back into contention for top 4. We need to just win this game for bragging rights and like just to say that, like, honestly. And to be honest, every single game I've watched, Liverpool at home over the past 4 or 5 seasons has been a spectacle. Let's be real. Lots of goals, usually ends in draws. And if we win, we win. But majority of the times, they're high scoring. What are you guys expecting from this game? I'll start with Jess.
To be honest, I don't know what to expect because, I mean, we're so inconsistent. I could expect us to not play well, and then we have the best game of the season. So, you know, expectations are hard. Like, I don't know what I expect, but what I would like to see is a performance. When we played them earlier at Anfield, that was when I really realized how far off of it we were. In a game where we probably should have competed a little bit more. We were timid, scared, missed wide open chances. I remember Lacazette caught a lot of criticism for missing some chances one-on-one with Alisson. And I just think that with the pressure that Liverpool tends to put on you with their aggressiveness and pressing, we backed further and further into our comfort zone, back into our box, and we just weren't competitive enough for my liking. So what I would like to see is just competitiveness. You know, we know we're going to get pressed off the park, so let's be smart, not make any dumb mistakes, and just compete. Like, I want to see us create chances, score some goals, and I see us being pretty close, you know, in terms of probably shots and goals and things like that. But if we start to get timid and get scared, I can really just see us getting ran over. So Liverpool need to win this game. This doesn't really mean much for our season. It's just more about performance levels, you know. So if we can keep up with them, I'd be very, very happy with that. You know, I think the league is done for Arsenal. So I don't really, you know, I'm not really worried about we have to win this game, if that makes sense.
Jess, I echo your sentiments. After the Benfica game, when we won that, you could tell by the emotions from the whole fan base that meant more to us than any league game at that point. And that's how it's going to be for the rest of the season. But what about yourselves, guys? We got a question here, Ram and Callum. Do you think you guys can bounce back from your disaster season anytime soon? And also getting to, what do you think this game means to you guys? Callum, I'll start with you.
In terms of the season, I think it rests on how we do business in the summer. I think this season has shown up that Klopp's great. Our first 11 when everyone's fit is fantastic. But behind that, there's a lot of cracks that first 11 was papering over, and those cracks have now become massive holes in the squad. So I think the amount of outgoings is going to be just as important as the incomings this summer. So I think that will determine whether we bounce back or not and how we bounce back. In terms of the season, I mean, I don't think we'll finish in the top 4 unless something crazy happens with the teams above us, because I think we've just left ourselves with way too much to do, considering we went on a period where we lost 6 home games in a row. You just can't do that at any point in the season, let alone in one condensed period. For the game against Arsenal, I'll be honest, the game, whenever we play Arsenal away from home, it's a game I enjoy only when I watch it back. When I watch it at the time, it's the most stressful thing in the world, because I'm just like, what is going on? Why can't these teams just defend better? But you look at history. I mean, the last game we played you guys at Emirates was just after the first lockdown, and you beat us 2-1, but we just gave away 2 very, very sloppy goals. Yeah. And that was after we just won the league. And then the game at Anfield earlier on in the season, we dominated, but you guys still had chances. But that day we had a fully fit Virgil and a fully fit Gomez as well, which again changed a lot. I see this game being, and again, the way the game goes, in my opinion, depends on how Arteta sets out. I mean, I think Klopp's very transparent with how he plays football. He likes to be on the front foot, and he likes to have the ball, and he likes to press teams. It depends whether Arteta is going to stick deep and try and play on the counter, or if Arteta is actually going to try and play a progressive possession-based game. If he tries to do the latter, I think it'll be a more exciting game, but I think it will feed into Liverpool's hands. If he plays a counter-attacking game, I think it will be more of a boring watch, but I think it will be more effective for Arsenal and give you guys a better chance of getting a victory.
True. Callum has just eloquently answered that. Now, Ram, I don't know how you're going to beat that.
Thanks, Egal. I really appreciate your support.
Kish is in the building also, by the way.
But Callum hit the nail on the head with most things. Yeah, it is going to be down to the summer signings. I echo what Cal said. The outgoings are going to be massively important. I expect, if I was going to give a rough number, about 8 outgoings this summer, I think. A lot of dead wood needs to be shifted away, and that's how we can build up some money for players to come in. And on the game, it's the case of whether Liverpool will actually turn up. Like, I'll say this: Liverpool's like a box of chocolates. Like, you never know which one you're going to get. You don't know whether it's going to be a good Liverpool. You don't know whether it's going to be a bad one. You don't even know if it's going to be just a mediocre one. It's just inconsistent run of games. No, sorry, inconsistent run of good performances, an inconsistent run of like tactical performances from Klopp. I think Klopp has tactically been very weak this season, which is not associated with him. He's very, very shrewd and very, very how do you say it, adaptive when it comes to teams. But now it's very much one method, and it's going to be a difficult one. Like what Cal said, if you guys play defensively, it's going to be a long day for Liverpool. It is.
Yeah, and it was definitely a long weekend for Kesh. Happy belated, bro. And hopefully you're fully recovered and
Yeah, I'm finally recovered.
Talk to me, bro. How you been?
I've been all right, man.
Oh man,
I just take
I seen your entourage and everything going on Twitter. That's funny, man.
How you guys doing?
Good.
I'm doing good, man.
All good.
You missed it. We went through the predicted 11. So since you're here, run us through your predicted 11.
Yeah, well, starting from the back, it's always going to be Leno. I was thinking hopefully Cedric will get a continued run in the team because of the form he's been in, but you know he's been playing on international duties and everything, so I do think he'll be in for rest. I think our last game we didn't start with our strongest back line with the centre backs of Luiz and Gabriel. Kind of changed it and went to Mari Luiz. Kieran Tierney is the mainstayer in at left back. I do feel Partey needs a bit of running in the team, so I expect him to start with Xhaka, who's clearly Arteta's favourite. From my understanding, Saka will be out, right? So ideally, you're going to see, hopefully, he gives Pepe a run in the team.
Smith Rowe could be out also, though.
Smith Rowe, I've seen that, and that's the one that I'm not really sure of. You probably, I would hate to see a Pepe, Odegaard, Willian lineup. I'd hate to see it, but at the end of the day, if ESR's out, it's either going to be either Aubameyang or Willian, or maybe Martinelli. Maybe this Martinelli's chance to come in. Abba, I do expect him to start because, as I said, I know he's not been in the greatest of form, but if we have any chance of winning the European League, we need to get him firing on all cylinders.
Okay. Now, before we do the combined 11, I just want to get a feel from everyone. Let's do something different. We're gonna just talk about the two managers. We're gonna talk about teams before we do the combined 11 is gonna get it's too into the. Who do you think has a better team? Obviously, we know Liverpool's a better overall team, but who do you think is better off in like 5 years' time? Is Liverpool more set for the future than Arsenal, or is Arsenal more set for the future? And Liverpool set for right now, basically. That's my question. It's an open question anyway.
That's a tough one. Yeah, go for it, Rams.
Go on, Ram.
I think we're more or less the same. Like, honestly, like we both have very, very good youngsters. Like, obviously you like got Saka, Tierney's still quite young. Smith Rowe is doing very well for his age, and look like Odegaard might be signing on a permanent. With us, we've got obviously Trent, Joe, Curtis Jones, who's had a brilliant game today, just to point out, very good game. And Harvey Elliott, who's doing very well at Blackburn, and is putting up ridiculous numbers for his age, which is stupid. So yeah, I think we both got talents. Is whether we're going to give them the opportunities that they needed, and whether we're going to protect them. That's the most important thing. Whether we'll protect them, and whether they'll be set, whether they'll be ready for the future. I think that's what I have to say about that.
Just elaborate on what you just said.
Okay.
I do think we're probably in the same kind of predicament. We've got good youngsters coming through the team and things like that. The only difference I do feel is Liverpool. You've got key assets that you can get a lot of money in for. So I think the immediate future, you're probably better off than it is for us. Like with us, we're gonna have to be very shrewd with whatever we're doing, whether it's going out and in. So I do feel you're probably better off in the near future.
Yeah,
Okay. What about
I'm
yourself,
sitting on the fence.
Callum?
I'm sort of on the fence with it. It's a difficult one because I mean, I think Kesh is right in some aspects in terms of we got players we could sell off for a high value and then reinvest into the squad. Whereas I agree with Rams at the same time. Whereas in saying that we've got players like Jones and Jones and Harvey Elliott and Joe Gomez is still quite young. I mean, there's talks about Konate coming. If Konate comes in, that's another one. Kelleher, I think, obviously he's not Alisson's level, but Kelleher has shown that he can be a very good goalkeeper in the future as well. So, and again, without going off too much on a tangent, it's going to be interesting to see because you look at Arsenal and Liverpool, they both ran very similarly. So, I mean, both owners very much are a sell-to-buy model and self-sustaining model as opposed to other clubs who have got sort of that extra cash flow that we don't have. Hence, we have to be a lot more shrewd, and we've got less margin for error in our the way we operate in the window. Just look at Pepe, for example. If Pepe goes to a Chelsea, a Man United, or a Man City, they write off that expense. Whereas a Liverpool or an Arsenal, we can't afford to do that. So you look at Chelsea, for example. They bought Kepa for 70-odd million. He's their second choice goalkeeper now. You look at Arsenal, Pepe's got to play because he costs that amount of money. You look at someone like Kate is still in the squad because he costs that sort of money. So it's difficult to know where both teams will be at the moment. I'd say you probably have more younger players playing more regularly. Whether they're better and whether they stay is another thing. Because again, you look at someone like Balogun. Balogun was probably the next person who should have really come through your academy and made a name for himself. But it looks as though he's going to move on as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Balogun.
I don't really have anything else to add because you guys have made pretty much all the points pretty similar. So I can't hear you, Egal.
Yeah.
Is it glitch?
Egal's glitching.
Let's say, ask you.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask a different question. Do you have confidence that the fans have? Because I feel like a lot of the Arsenal fan base have confidence going into that. You can hear me?
Ask the question one more
Say the
time. I
question
can barely
again.
hear you.
Go.
Do you have the same confidence as some of the fan base after seeing how Liverpool are struggling this season?
In the game? No.
Yeah.
If you're asking about the game, this game that's coming up, I don't know. A lot of fans had so much confidence the last time we played them at Anfield and we got played off the park. So no, not really, because even a wounded, brittle Liverpool squad is still good. You know, if just a couple of them turn up, it's just a different game. I think it's going to be closer than it was because we're better than we were, but we're still susceptible to dumb mistakes, easy goals given away, missing very easy chances. So no, I'm not confident. What Arsenal fans are confident here? I don't know these Arsenal fans. If you've been watching us this entire season, you shouldn't be that confident we couldn't beat Burnley. Like, what do you mean? So it's not.
You'll be surprised, Jess. There's a lot of confident Arsenal fans out there. You'll be surprised.
I mean, I appreciate, feeling good about your club, but realistically, we're mid-table and mid-table teams can lose to anybody or beat anybody on their day, so I'm right in the middle on this. I think we're going to tie, but I wouldn't be surprised if we went out there and gave up 3 goals in 30 minutes, so, that's just it.
That's the thing, though. As bad as we can say Liverpool's been this season, it will be a typical Arsenal thing to go and let Liverpool come to our ground and just pam us. It'll be typical of us to do that. And it's not something I ain't seen before. So, listen, Arsenal fans, you have to remain grounded and just know that, yes, our chances are a lot better than what it was now because we're playing a lot better than when we previously played you earlier in the season. But you as well, I think over the last few games, I've seen Liverpool kind of showing something different over the last few games. So I don't think it's a game that will be decided based on how both teams have been playing. I think it will be a very close game. And for me, I agree with Jeff. I do think it will be a draw. I think it will be a high scoring draw. Can't hear you, guys.
Can't hear you, Egal.
The joys of streaming.
Okay, so we're gonna do score predictions.
Yeah, all right.
Well, I've said 2-2, and that's what I think it's going to be. It's going to be close, 2-2. And if I had to go as far to say who I think will score, I think Diego Jota is going to definitely score against us. I don't know how many goals, but he'll definitely score. He's on form and he's pretty frightening at this point. And I think Aubameyang will score. I think I hope he gets over this top 6 club not being able to score against him. So I'm going to go for Aubameyang. I don't know, but I think it's going to be 2-2 for sure.
Yes. Would you say that we should focus some of our games on Thursday? Because this whole season relies on Europa League now. So if, say, we're 2-0 down, say 50th minute, do we start bringing players off and say, this game's a wrap up, rest the players for Thursday? Or
no, I think we should go with business as usual. I think when you go too far and start picking teams based on future games and things like that, you start to. I really do think this team needs some consistency. I think it's almost been a hindrance to us making so many changes. So no, I wouldn't say that. And I think the team needs to start looking pretty similar almost every single game from here on out, because even though we're playing mostly for Europa League, the games in the league do still matter to a certain extent, and it's all about consistency. So if you're fit, you play your best team, and just try to keep those partnerships and that chemistry going. Don't overthink it. Arteta seems to like to overthink things sometimes, and I think it's only to the detriment of this team. We're not good enough to chop and change right now.
On that point that Sam said about resting players, from my personal view, I don't know if Cal or everyone else would agree, but I think that's poor mentality. Like saying, the game is done, let's focus on the next game.
I agree with you.
I feel like you need to go into every game thinking we can get something. That is the mentality that all the players should have.
I think people see the likes of Man City chop and change and does that, and they think every other team can replicate that, but you can't. Not when you've got a squad who's very thin in terms of quality. It's a mentality shift to say, we're going to just play these sort of guys who've been on the fringes, and then we're going to rest the star players, because what you'll find is that will creep into your performance going through the league. And that's an important competition for us right now. So we need to play with a strong team and build that consistency, as Jeff mentioned.
So I've got a question for
Okay.
fans here.
I'm gonna say one thing. I don't know about you guys. No, I don't know about you guys, but I'm a little bit more confident than the majority of Arsenal fans on
So
this
you're
game,
one of those
because-
Arsenal fans. Then.
Yes.
I'm
You know
meeting
why?
it now.
You
I'm
know
meeting
why?
him now.
Do you know why?
Why?
Do you know why though?
Why?
Because we see Liverpool's performances drop dramatically from the beginning of the season. We've seen them go through a tough spell, and history tells us that Arsenal at home, we usually have good games against Liverpool. We don't struggle against Liverpool as much as other teams out at home. Away from home is a different story. That's usually where we get spanked 3-1, 3-0 every other season. So going into this game, based on recent history and our recent performances, I feel like we can give them a game and we could possibly win, especially after seeing us win last season when they were the league title holders, basically champions elect, and everyone was giving us no chance, and we ended up winning. So I'm saying, you know what? Give us a chance.
Remember?
They're on the beach right now. They're on the beach right now.
I think we can win. I just don't. I'm not confident that we're gonna smack them or whatever. I think again, like, if just a couple of them show up, it's, anybody in that front line shows up. And I think Jota has a point to prove. He's been out for so long, and he's not the type of player that our type of defenders like to play against, because he's really tricky. He's unpredictable. He's quick. He's smart, so I think we can win. So I'm not saying it's completely out of the realm of possibility. We're at home, things like that. They're not in incredible form, but I cannot get over the fact that the other team doesn't necessarily have to beat us for us to lose the game. We tend to beat ourselves,
Yeah.
Liverpool have been struggling to score and struggling to defend. You could say, arguably, they are weak. They've been weaker than us in form for the past 10 games in the Premier League. So when it comes off recent history, we should be scared of them based on their last season's performance and the players that they have. But going into this game, form tells you that we're the better team.
The thing
Is it?
what you just said is the reason why I think it will be a higher scoring draw, because yes, they haven't been great, but we do tend to have that same problem where we just shoot ourselves in the foot and we will just give them 2 goals. I'm not saying we can't score. I do believe we'll score, because I do think we're that team going forward. We've got the players to create opportunities, but it's whether we can keep them out ourselves. And if you look at the likes of Mane, who's not been great, not been scoring lots of goals, this is a perfect opportunity to play himself into form.
Sorry.
And I was gonna say, it's just
Yeah.
we may be in bad form, but the main thing is that we still have players that can still do damage. I think we also know how good Diogo Jota is. Like Cal knows, Cal gets in the group chat how much Diogo Jota, how good he is, and
Diogo.
Diogo, El Diablo, you know what I mean? I don't care. Man is cold. Man is cold. He will score a goal.
He's a beast.
But the thing is, even though Mane and Salah aren't performing at the levels expected, they're still quality players. They still got that pizzazz in them that they could create something out of nothing.
So Salah is still the #1 scorer in the Premier League in a bad Liverpool side. Like, this team is like just waiting to find the one game for them to come back to life. And I mean, if we are the team to come up against, if you want to come back to life,
And yeah. Dare I say as well, Mane, Salah, they do like scoring against Arsenal as well.
I would say that your center back pairing makes it a little bit more interesting. I know that they've been playing a little bit better. Kabak had a good game for Turkey, I believe, with Soyuncu the other day. But let's not get it twisted. This is not Van Dijk and Gomez. So I would love to see Aubameyang running up against them. Pepe are trickier players, and we'll see how it goes. That's why I think, like Kesh says, high scoring draw. That's what I see,
I
for
think
sure.
In the defensive sense, Alisson's going to be the most important out of everyone, because he's the most experienced head out of everyone. Like, he's been with the Brazil team. He's won the Copa America. Has done everything, and those two young centre backs, will be needing him to lead them. Because if he doesn't, then
getting into the goalkeeper. Why don't we just start this combined 11 then? Going in, because I feel like Alisson is not really a debate for me. I don't know. 2 other Arsenal fans here on the table, plus Samuel.
I'll be impartial. I'll be neutral. I'll be neutral here.
So, Egal, can I just ask, Egal, how are we doing it based on current form, right?
Yeah, let's do it based on current form, because we wouldn't get in if it was based on. A lot of them wouldn't get in it. Right? If we had Van Dijk healthy and everything, it wouldn't be fair. So we're doing it based on current form, current players available, right? So guys like Aubameyang obviously are struggling, so it wouldn't be the easiest to get in, right? What is he saying?
Love the channel, Egal. Keep up the great content. What do you guys think of the young Dortmund prospect? I won't attempt that.
No, don't say it.
No, do not
say it.
If it said someone called Mukoko, then say it. But that's it. That's it. No one else.
Yeah. They're trying to catch you out.
Okay, so during the combined 11s, also, I want to talk about like places where either team can strengthen. So goalkeeper, is it somewhere where we can strengthen? Because we know you guys have one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Do you think Leno's a problem? Because some fans actually think we should improve if we want to get back to the top from Leno.
Well, I mean, just think about it. I think Leno is the type of goalkeeper that can get you in and around the top 4. But when you saw Liverpool were serious about trying to win the Premier League and to really do things in the Champions League, they got a world-class goalkeeper. So although I don't think it'll be an issue probably this season, the rest of the season or next season, if we ever get to the point where we really want to challenge or move into the top 4, solidify ourselves, do anything serious, yes, we need a better goalkeeper. We need a world-class goalkeeper. We'll need to spend money on it. Leno is a good goalkeeper, but he's not an amazing goalkeeper. He has brain farts just like the rest of the team. And he's not that great with his feet, competent, but not great. And I think that is an area that we should improve in when we're ready.
Okay. Kesh, right back. What are you saying? Obviously, combined 11 is going to be trends, but when it comes down to the actual nitty and gritty, do we need to sign a backup right back? Do we need to sign a first team right? What are you saying?
Personally, I think we need to sign a quality right back. Derek's been great in numerous games he's played in, but I don't think he's at the level to where I see Arsenal trying to push on to. Ideally, if we was going to keep one of them out of him and Bellerin, I'll keep Cedric and use Cedric as a mentor for someone coming in for a longer term.
Okay.
But in terms of the overall right back, I'm not a big fan of Bellerin, but I have to give it to Bellerin over the course of the season. I do think he's been a lot better than Trent.
I think we should give them the right back, though, so that we can fight for the left back. Because if we give them right back, then we can fight for the left back. I think that's what we should do.
And I'm just going to go to the center back. I'm just going to go to the center back pairing. We're going to talk about the left back stuff later. Getting back to center back.
We'll speak offline about that comment.
Yeah. Get back to the center back. I think goalkeeper back picks itself. Everyone should know that by now. Getting the center back pairing. Callum, you guys have had issues all season. You currently don't have a first team center back healthy besides Kabak and Phillips, right? And I think Kabak is going back. Is he going back? Is he going back to Schalke or are you guys going to keep him?
God knows, bro. God knows.
I don't think he's a bad signing. I think you should sign him.
He's good. He's good. It's just whether we need someone to partner Van Dijk, we need someone to be a fourth choice. I'd prefer to get someone who I know is ready-made to partner Van Dijk.
No, don't you think is Matip not leaving? So you're only gonna have three.
Ram what?
You're gonna have 2 centre backs, ain't you?
That's why.
I'm with Rams. I do want someone like a Varane who can come in and just be that guy straight away.
You can't afford him.
Konate is good though.
No, he is. But is he better than Varane?
No, he's not.
He has scope. He has scope to grow into being a better player.
Is that agreed then? I'll take it.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I've seen stranger
Liverpool
things
don't
happen,
play games. Liverpool don't play games. Oh, you're talking about
you
Fekir.
say that, Egal. You say that, Egal.
You're talking about Fekir.
He had number for Kiffy. You didn't know about that.
The way you guys got your business done with Fabinho. Wow, that was like you guys went bang bang bang.
Now that was. Do you know what mad was mad? Do you know? God, I can't get my words out. Do you know what was mad about that? It was. I think it was the day after we lost the Champions League final.
Yeah,
it was. Yeah,
it was, and I was like,
mad.
Oh crap! Yeah,
the window wasn't even fully open yet. You guys just signed him.
Yeah.
The thing is, I won't judge Liverpool. They messed up terribly in the summer, but I won't judge you lot off that summer and say that's how you're going to operate in the market. I feel like just because it was a COVID market, that's why that happened.
So Luiz and Gabriel center backs.
I'll gotta be honest. You guys are gonna hate me a little bit, but I'd go for Fabinho as a centre back over Luiz this season.
We have to play people in their real positions.
I was gonna put Fabinho in the midfield, you know.
No. I hear what you're saying. Just hear me out here. Just hear me out. Fabinho has actually played more this season as a centre back than he has as a centre midfielder, though. So
but
technically,
he's a centre midfielder.
I know, but considering our crisis this season, he hasn't been a centre midfielder. He's been a centre back.
Either way,
We're taking it
I'm
on
not
form.
fussed.
You know what? Go ahead and put him in the center back so that I can go ahead and put Thomas Partey as the midfielder and Kieran Tierney as the left back. Go ahead. Give it to him. Give it to him.
Okay. It's only
Hey,
fair,
Hey,
right?
the gloves are off now. The gloves are off.
So Gabriel's on the left side. Fabinho's on the right side.
It depends on what you guys say.
Give him Fabinho.
Yeah, I'm gonna have it.
Get a,
No, we're not.
I don't really mind that. I think he's been better at centre back than maybe, in my opinion. But
Okay. Here's the debate that's been going on for decades. Not decades. I'm over exaggerating. For the past 2 years. The past 2 years. That will be going on for a decade, maybe, if they play that long. Kieran Tierney versus, what was his name again? Oh, Robertson.
Oh, don't do that. That's so
Don't do that,
cheeky.
Egal. Don't do that.
That is
Let's be real.
so cheeky.
No disrespect. No disrespect. I'm trying to be humble here. We have the guy who was a Scottish captain at 20 years old, had won the quadruple or something. I don't even know. But let's be real. Robertson has been doing it at a higher level for a longer period of time. But to me, Kieran Tierney and him are on par. If Kieran Tierney was in your team, he'd be doing the same job for me as Robertson does.
Current form. Kieran Tierney scores goals, and he scored like 2 goals this season. He's been amazing. Robertson has been an afterthought this entire season. Ain't nobody talking about Robertson.
that's not true. That's not true.
Ain't nobody talking about Robertson this season. Everybody's talking about Kieran Tierney.
They both scored 1 goal in the Premier League this season.
Callum,
Whose was better? Whose was better? Let's get really petty now.
Robertson scored against you lot.
He scored against the better
Who
team.
cares? Kieran Tierney scored an amazing solo goal. It was gorgeous.
And Robertson's got more assists this season as well.
I hear that, but I'm just saying.
I don't have to say
Better.
nothing.
Kieran Tierney's better. You guys know this.
All right, look, I'm gonna be
Can
real
we
with you
say-
guys.
wait, Can we say Cal? This is the
Go
one.
on,
way to
take
settle.
the floor, go. Go on.
Let us have this one. Thank you. Let us have this one.
Can we just admit, who plays left back for Scotland? Robertson. So it's Robertson.
That's only because he would probably cry if they benched him.
No, because
that's really what it is.
He's a captain.
He probably would have cried if he didn't get the captaincy too. Kieran Tierney is just as good as Robertson, if not a little bit better.
Tierney is quality. No, Tierney's quality. Robertson's better.
No, he isn't. In what way?
Why is he better though? Tell me why he's better.
He's a better defender.
He's playing in a better team.
He's a better defender. All right, but we've already established this season he's not playing in a much better team because we're only a place or 2 above you, and we have no centre backs, and we haven't had a goalkeeper solidified this season.
So what you are saying is basically the system helps him. That's basically what you're saying because
I'm saying when he has to defend, he's not as good. If Trent
that's a lie.
Andy Robertson have to defend, they're not as good.
Robertson's had more interceptions and more tackles in Tierney this season. The problem we're seeing right now is Robertson set a standard that's so high that because he's dropped a little bit, it shows that he's human. People are thinking that he's not that guy anymore. Tierney's absolute quality. Like if we didn't have Robertson, Tierney's the left back I'd want at Liverpool. But we have Robertson. And again, I don't want this to come across like I don't rate Tierney. I rate him highly. I really do. But Robertson has been better this season. It only doesn't seem like he's been better because he's been so good. But in Liverpool's worst season, he still outperformed Tierney.
I've got an issue with you saying that. But when people make it out that Tierney could not replicate what Robertson does in that system, I believe it's a complete lie. The way you play predominantly through your wing backs, your fullback, shall I say, it's something that they've been trained on. If you give Tierney to Klopp, I believe Klopp could get the same out of Tierney.
Tierney's actually more technically gifted than Andy Robertson. Because Kieran Tierney has a passing range that Andy Robertson does not have.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Tierney could play for Pep. Andy can never.
Robert couldn't.
Robert could. Guys, let's settle this.
Jess, you're trying to trigger us here. You're definitely trying to trigger us.
Because I'm going to fight this one. This is the only one I will fight for.
In there now. We're going to put Kieran Tierney in there now.
No, what are you doing? No.
You guys got Fabinho in the back line.
Hear me out. We're going to put this in now. And if somebody wants to change it, they know how to change it. They just need to send a super chat. We'll figure it out though. For now, we keep moving.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow.
We keep it moving. We keep it moving. So next,
Oh,
is it safe to say the midfield three has Granit Xhaka is probably not going to be in there? There's a case for him though.
Right.
Definitely gets in there.
Right.
Yeah.
I can make a
This
strong
team.
argument for why he should.
Now that
No,
Fabinho's out the picture,
Jess couldn't even say that about Sloth.
Hear me out.
Wait,
Now that Fabinho's out the picture, Thomas Partey, to me, plays as an 8 in the midfield that we are. It's going to be a midfield 3. There's room to say you could fit 2 Arsenal midfielders in this team this season, based on this. Based on
Odegaard and Thomas Partey.
Odegaard's
Yeah,
a cam.
And
Did
we'll
you
give
say
you Thiago.
Odegaard?
He's not a cam. There's a no. This is the thing, right?
We're playing 3 in the middle.
Odegaard cannot play centre midfield. You know why? Because if he's playing centre midfield, he'll be at Real Madrid right now. So let's get this.
He can't play central midfield.
So why is he at
he-
Real Madrid then?
Come on,
He's
guys.
better than
He
this guy.
can play as a
No.
progressive 8. He can play deeper.
Guys,
You know,
before
so-
we argue,
You
This
guys
is
have
my-
one
this is my-
midfielder.
this
You
is
have Thiago.
point.
Like, come on.
This is my point.
Who
If
else?
he
So
can't-
Genie.
can't play
Genie gets
Zidane-
it.
Genie. Genie's legs are gone.
guys, before we go any further, someone put their money where their mouth is, and they said Tierney out. He's not even Luke Shaw's level.
Stop spending your lunch money, Christian. Stop spending your lunch money.
Okay, so we'll let it slide. But before we go any further, I want everyone to tell us their midfield 3, and we'll discuss the people who are left out. Okay. So I'll start with you, Jess. What's your midfield 3?
Thiago, Thomas, and Odegaard.
Thiago, Thomas, and Odegaard. Okay. Callum.
You guys are going to hate me for this, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to go Thiago, Genie, Jones.
Wow.
What are you talking about? Like, what are you saying? You're being petty now. That the petty
I'm
levels.
I'm not. I can justify Jones, and I will. When
Say
we get
it.
to that, I'll
Jones isn't
justify
even-
Jones.
Listen,
Jones is better than Odegaard?
I'm a big fan of Thiago, but he's still in Germany. He's still in Germany, bro.
Thiago's stats have outperformed
No.
Partey in every.
But we can't
Have a
just
look at the stats.
We can't just look at stats.
How can you guys say we can't look at
He's
stats?
trying to
Stats with context.
stats against Kieran Tierney for Kieran
Guys,
Tierney.
you've all just said Partey's been playing as an 8 this season. Thiago's been playing as an 8 as well. If Thiago's stats have outweighed Partey's and they virtually played the same amount of games, what are we arguing about? Again,
right.
for me, it comes
It's
down to
Thomas
Thiago's
Partey.
seen as such a fantastic player because his levels dropped. Everyone goes crazy and says, no, he's been rubbish.
Oh.
He hasn't been rubbish. He just hasn't been as good as what we expected.
That's the same thing with Thomas, but they're still probably the best 2 midfielders from both teams to me.
So can I
Because
ask
as
you
soon
guys-
as you take Fabinho out of there, you have no one else that really stands out.
Can
Gino
I just show
Wijnaldum
you
is
guys
just-
on paper what he said? Like, this is ridiculous. You said Thiago Alcantara, you said Curtis Jones, and Gini Wijnaldum.
Why not?
Is that what
Can
you
I ask you
said?
a question? Why is it you guys don't rate what Genie's done this season?
No, I didn't say I rate. I didn't say that. I'm just saying, as a midfield 3, from the choices you could make, to me, it sounds ludicrous that you went with the
Why
all
is it
Liverpool midfield.
ludicrous?
Even you would say, from the
What are these
midfield
not
combination.
What have they contributed? Assist and goal wise.
So again, so I didn't hear that, Kish.
No, altogether, how much have they
Curtis?
contributed goal and assist?
Well, all 3 of them combined.
Yeah.
I think Genie's maybe on about 2 or 3 goals in the season. I don't think he's got any assists. I'm not sure about Thiago off the top of my head. I know Thiago hasn't scored. And I think Jones, I
think
can't
he's got
remember off the top of my head.
Three assists and 1 goal.
Before you go,
Something like that, yeah.
Now we've got a £10 super chat from Nah. He says Genie and Thiago.
All right, shout out to Nerd Beats.
midfield.
Oh, no.
So the super chat overrules again. So Genie,
Okay, but
Thiago.
before we do
We'll
that,
take Curtis
before
Jones
we-
out of there because that was just
before we do
Petty.
anything else, let's
Why?
just all agree. Let's just all agree. I can't believe he said this. You actually said Curtis Jones, Gini Wijnaldum, Thiago.
this is insane.
All right, can I ask you a question? Why is it that no one laughed when Jess said that Odegaard should be in, but everyone says I'm being crazy by saying Jones should be in?
Because I make
No, it's
sense.
a combination
I make
of the
sense.
three.
I make
But
sense.
it's a combination
I
of the three.
feel
The
from
combination
this,
of this
right?
3 to me sounds ridiculous. In the,
No, but we're not
How?
talking. But we're not talking about a combination. We're talking about the best three central midfielders that have played this
Oh,
season
you
across
honestly,
both clubs.
Callum, no Liverpool bias aside, you
We
genuinely
said
believe,
form though, didn't we?
You genuinely believe
Yeah.
on form.
Right
These
now.
are the three best players right now at Liverpool and Arsenal combined.
No, not
Come
a chance.
on.
On form, to be honest, I'm not going to lie. Both teams, it might be because both teams aren't in great form.
Did you see
How
it?
many
Well,
ga- how
you
many
probably
games
didn't
are-
watch it,
sorry.
but the way that Thomas Partey played against West Ham in that second half was it was
The way that
beautiful. So he has
Thiago
to be.
Just that's 45 minutes of play.
So we're talking about form, and form is right now, right this second, the last game that you played. That's form
Well,
right now.
Thiago played well against Wolverhampton Wanderers.
I said Thiago.
Yeah, he did.
I said Thiago.
She
So
did.
did
Thiago,
Wijnaldum as well.
Partey,
Like
and
what
Odegaard.
Wijnaldum did is draw a lot of midfielders in towards him and then create
Okay.
space for
Okay,
everyone.
Guys, can we
Thiago,
agree?
Party, and
Super chat,
Thiago, Party, and Genie.
midfield sounds
I
more
can live with
realistic.
that.
Let's read the super chat first of all. He says Genie and Thiago and Partey. That to me sounds more realistic than
Just put that.
Thiago.
Take Curtis Jones out of there. I think that's the one that's offending me the most. Take him out.
All right,
Why
though?
Jess.
Why do you
All right.
not? Why do you
No,
not rate
because
him?
Ram,
But Kyle
No.
Saka is better than Curtis Jones.
Ram,
But they're
it's not that I
different
don't rate-
players.
They're
Smith
different players.
Ram,
Smith
it's
Rowe
not
and
that I
Curtis
don't
Jones are
rate
probably
him. It's not
closer.
that I don't rate him, but yes, he scored in the odd games here and there, but has he played well throughout 90 minutes? No.
Yes, he has.
Yes, he has.
No,
Come on, Kesh.
Well,
This is from you, Kesh.
Alright, let me
Who is
ask
this?
you. Who's been better out of him and Ronaldo?
Wait, what?
Who's been
Yeah,
better
Jones
out
and
of Ronaldo?
If I'm going to be completely honest, Wijnaldum's played more games, but you see when they've actually both played together, Curtis Jones more time than not has actually outshone Wijnaldum.
Take Ronaldo out there and leave Curtis Jones. Take him out.
So that's what you're doing now, Kesh.
No,
You're just
but Cal,
winding me into a corner.
Cal,
Right.
apparently Captain Hendo may be back.
No,
I mean, if Hendo's back,
If Hendo's
He's
back,
back.
it's not even close.
He's been playing centre back, bro.
I won't accept Thomas Partey not being in this midfield. So you can fight over them other two positions.
What's the last spot? Okay, let's be
Give it
real.
to
It's
Curtis
easy.
Jones or
I think
whoever.
Odegaard's been better than over the last
I've
few games.
said that they know he's
Everyone else,
class. They
yeah.
know he's quality. I don't know why we're even talking about this.
No, you're misconstruing what I'm saying. I rate Odegaard again. I've said it. I rate him. He's played 8 games in the Premier League this season, though.
It's not more than Thiago.
No, but it's recent form, though.
Different positions. One plays a 10 and one plays as an 8, and one didn't have their leg almost snapped by Richarlison. Two completely different comparisons.
So my guy,
When I say in recent form, I normally take that as the last 5 games. As a full
Personally,
sample.
Literally.
personally, I'd take out Partey and put in Henderson.
If it's the last 5 games,
Henderson
you're telling me
is not on
Partey been
form. He
quality
hasn't
for the
played.
last 5 games.
yeah.
I'll say,
Okay,
the last
Jay,
five
Jay,
games,
better than
Jay,
Partey.
I'll say he's good in the
No,
last.
Henderson is better than Thomas Partey.
He's been better than Partey this season. Yes, he has.
I am leaving this stream immediately.
Hold on, Jess. Hold on. No.
Yes, come on.
Hold on. If Henderson's fit, he walks into this team. It's not even a
Stop
debate.
Bro, but
That's
that's
because
not
he's a
the
You
leader.
point.
believe
Henderson has
this?
been better than Partey this season.
No, he hasn't.
Oh my
Yes, he
goodness.
has.
He's been playing centre back. Are you going to judge him as playing
He's
centre
played
back?
centre back
am
a handful
so
of
hyped.
times.
Twice.
I am so hurt by this.
Oh my goodness.
What is
Do you know what this shows? This is what shows me, yeah? Unless you're a Liverpool fan and you watch us like hardcore, you don't see what Henderson
No,
and Gini
I
do.
rate
Like, there's a
You
reason why
said
we won the
better
league
than
last season.
Partey. Better than
No,
Thomas
the reason why I
Partey.
can't
I
agree with you.
can't.
No, I
He's
agree.
been playing
I
center
agree
back.
with you. I agree with you.
twice?
I
Twice.
agree with you that Henderson should be in this, but Thiago don't get ahead of Henderson. You lot are just shining some light on your new
No,
point. but
no, I'm
Thiago's
just
not
saying
been
this.
great.
All right, name me 5 good games. In fact, name me 3 good games Thomas Partey's had this season.
I got you. He played really well in the West Ham game. That's one.
That you
He
know,
played
that's
really
a lie,
well.
Jess. You said he played
I
4
know you can't
minutes
do
in
that.
that game.
Whole
So?
game. Whole game.
No, an entire game. What player
Yeah.
plays good for 90 minutes? You have mistakes too.
No mistakes. That doesn't affect me. I'm talking about a solid performance from 0 to 90.
He played solid throughout the whole game. It's just that attacking wise, Arsenal wasn't there. We didn't have that cohesion going forward. That's why he looks bad. But defensively, if you look at the ball recoveries he made in that game, from the first minute, he was playing
a lot
well
of ball recoveries.
He was playing very well defensively.
So the West Ham game, he played well against in the North London derby as well. All the games he's played, he's been magnificent. What do you mean? I'm a Thomas Partey stan, so you can't do this to me.
Let me take this one. Versus Benfica, where we won 3-2. He only played 27 minutes, but he was amazing that 27 minutes. I remember
the Manchester United game as well. The Manchester United game as well.
The 90 minutes versus Manchester. No, let me finish. The 90 minutes versus
United was funny.
90 minutes versus West Ham. He played well. He also played, I think, 80 minutes versus Burnley. Yes, we drew that game, but he was stupendous, and he was also the main cog to lead to that.
Was he though? Stupendous.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yes, he was. If it wasn't him playing,
stupendous.
Stupendous.
Let me. Okay. Do you want me to get into the granular details? I can name almost like 10 performances if you want me to, but right now I'm
played well.
No, don't just read out the games he's played, Egal. I want the games that he's played.
No, I'm not.
Manchester United, West Ham, and the North London derby.
Manchester United, the North London derby, West Ham, Benfica. Also, what do you call it?
Benfica's not Prem. That's not Prem.
Okay, well then we gave you 3. You asked for 3, and I gave you 3. There you go.
Okay, fair enough.
I tried to give you guys. I gave you guys 2 positions in the midfield. You guys could fill it with Curtis Jones and whoever. Thomas Partey is in that midfield. Period. Like that's it.
No, over Henderson.
Sorry, Henderson.
No,
you guys. Okay.
Well, I would say,
personally, if I'm going for a midfield, I'm gonna go.
What about the Newcastle game? Oh, how did we forget about that? 3-0 against Newcastle.
Oh no. Personally, if I'm going for the overall season, so I don't think Thiago's been great. I'm gonna go for Endo. I'm gonna go for Xhaka. I'm gonna go for Smith Rowe.
Xhaka.
I'm being serious.
Guys.
No. Even Samuel can't believe what you just said.
I don't rate Xhaka.
I can't do this.
Guys, we got bigger fish to fry. Let's keep it moving.
Go on. Let's keep moving.
This is my friend 3. I just want to show it to you guys. You guys tell me if you think it's ridiculous.
No, Egal, you can't do that, bro. You can't do that.
So Jota is through the middle, and I think we all kind of know that.
No. See, again, here's where I disagree with you, Jess. Laka's got to play through the middle, in my opinion. He has to, because Laka and Firmino have been the players that play through the middle most this season.
So then Jota is off of the left?
No. But Saka can't play from the left. He doesn't play for the left.
I meant Jota, Diego Jota.
You've unfortunately,
the left.
Unfortunately, I wouldn't even go Jota from the left. You've got to go Mane. Unfortunately, Mane's been poor. No, but again, we're looking at positions. Saka, look again. Think about this year, guys. Saka plays from the right. Am I not mistaken?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, he plays everywhere. He plays right back, left back, center mid.
No, he plays from the right. Again, if Salah's not on this pitch, Saka pretty much starts ahead of most Premier League players. But Salah's there on the right. You can't just shoehorn Saka in on the left because he's been very good as well. It's not fair. You have to play players in their positions. And Saka's not played on the left this season. So you have to look at who's playing on the left.
That's actually not true.
No.
If Saka is the only one that would actually get in, but it's true because of Salah playing on the right.
Let me clarify. No, hang on. Egal.
Ram, stop. Ram, have some respect. 14 on the right attacking midfielder position for Saka. He's played 9 games on as a defensive left wing back. He's played 5 games as a left attacking midfielder. He's played 3 games as a center midfielder. He's played 3 games as a substitute and 1 game on the left side as a left forward.
Yeah, so 1 game.
No, but Egal, what's his stats for on the left? I'm guessing he's got nothing.
Bro, regardless if you got 10 goals in 1 game, it's 1 game.
No,
I have something to add. I just think that out of all of our attackers, if we're honest with ourselves, like all of our attackers on the wings, if it's not Saka, nobody else gets in over Mane, Jota, or Salah. Saka would get in if Salah wasn't there. Exactly. I'm not upset about it. It's the reality. Aubameyang's not going to be better than Mane or Jota off of the left-hand side. And if you go through, if you're doing the center forwards of Lacazette and Firmino, I think Lacazette has been better on form than Firmino. So maybe Lacazette gets in, and then it's Salah, and on the left, it's Mane or Jota, whichever one, you know. But if we're real Arsenal fans, let's be realistic for a second. We could only really put Saka in there on the wing, but it's Salah. You know, it's Salah.
Mane's put in work. You can never diss Mane. Even though you're saying what has he done this season, he's having a bad season. But him having a bad season is like, let's be real. Some teams play the season. Yeah,
he's my favorite Liverpool player.
No, Mane's been awful this season, guys.
Jota's had 6 goals in 12 games. To me, that's probably the best shout after Saka.
It's not enough games though, bro. 12 is not enough. It's not even half.
You're still trying to put him on the left wing?
But you're putting Thiago Alcantara in there, who's played how many games?
20.
More than 12, bro. He's played about 20 games.
We'll check.
Thiago's been decent. He just is having a hard time adapting.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not. I don't even think on the
15
Thiago
games. You're right. He hasn't played more than 12.
Okay, ever since Thiago's come back, look at Liverpool's form since that knee injury came back.
Sam, no, don't do this, Sam. Sam, don't do this. I will smoke you. Please don't do this. Don't do this. I am giving you one option of mercy. Please don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do it.
So ever since he's came back, Liverpool have gone that bad form, and he has contributed nothing. Come on, in those games, he hasn't really contributed anything.
But that's like if we say we've been bad since Partey has been here, when it's really just the team has been inconsistent and in bad form.
Thank you, Jess.
Thiago is a world-class player, and he just is.
Jess,
like he's having a hard time adapting.
Guys,
like,
if you guys missed it, we didn't pick the midfield. Nor Beats picked the midfield by putting in a £10 super chat. So if you guys want to change it, just beat him. Pretty much.
Look, Jess, I hate to be unprofessional, and Egal, please have me back on your stream. But look, Jess, if you ever want to leave Arsenal and become a Liverpool fan,
absolutely
more than glad. All right, but look,
y'all are out here walking alone. I'm good on it. I'm fine.
Don't answer now. Just think about it. Just think about it. Sleep on it. But there's space at Liverpool for a knowledgeable fan like yourself. Kesh, we've obviously got to speak offline before we can extend that invitation to you. And Egal, you're too far gone, bro. You're too far gone.
What do you mean too far gone?
No, you're wet. You're too deep in the Arsenal lineage for me to get you out. Like we can't save you. You've got to save yourself.
I thought you meant I'm too far gone to be associated with. I was like, what?
No.
I thought you were dissing me like. I took it as a diss.
I can't come on your stream and diss you, bro. I can't do that.
It's cool. It's cool. Big up to you, Callum. Have a good one. And final thoughts. Give us an actual score.
I'll be honest. I'm gonna go 2-2. Simply because I think our defense is not strong at the moment, and you guys will create chances, and I think you'll score. And I think we'll score as well for the same reasons. Defensively, you have your moments where you're just not solid, and I think we'll capitalize. So I'm going 2-2.
And who's your left wing? Mane.
Just by default at the moment.
All right, man. Coming on, man. Giving us an hour of your time. Appreciate it, bro.
No, it's a pleasure. Absolute pleasure.
Peace. And Noor Beats comes in.
I can stay if you want. Unless you're kicking me off, I can stay.
No, I thought you were leaving. I thought you were leaving.
No, I'm still there. I'm still there.
I thought you were going.
I'm getting a boot.
Where did that come from? You literally said it like you're leaving.
I thought you were swiping.
That was like an ending piece. That was like an ending piece, bro.
No, I thought you said you're leaving. That's why I'm so confused. Okay.
No, I'm still there, man. I'm still there.
Is recruiting. He says Callum basically says at Callum is recruiting, but Jess is 90% facts.
Jess knows ball.
You're gonna say 100%. Okay.
I can be delusional if I want to be. I could do that too.
Okay, guys, let's just see this. Let's just see this combined 11 one more time, guys. This is pretty much the combined 11. Mon going in that left. Everyone disagrees or agrees? What are we saying?
Yeah, I can live with that.
Yeah,
I don't see it.
What?
Bro, I checked the stats. I checked the stats. He's still up there.
What's his stats? For the
Who else are you gonna put over there, Cash?
7 goals. I think he has 7 goals and like What is
4
it? 7
assists, I
goals,
think.
4 assists in 26 games in the Premier League.
What's
He would be
Saka
our
got?
3rd highest goal scorer in our team.
What's Saka got?
Saka's got 5.
How
But
many
he's
assists?
really off the right now, for me.
Personally, I know Salah's played through the middle before on occasions. Like,
No, Cash, no. We're not putting him in the middle. No.
I'm pushing Laka out and I'm putting Salah through the middle. And Saka's playing on the right. Why can I not? Why can I
All
not?
right.
Putting Salah in the middle.
Why not?
We
All right,
all
Kesh,
know
if
how
I said-
good Saka is.
If I said to you, we play Salah from the left wing, you guys would laugh at me, wouldn't you?
Because he's
Yeah,
not a
I'd
left
be
winger,
acting
but
up.
he can equally do a good job through the middle. I've seen him do it.
He doesn't. bro.
No, not
And
consistently.
he's maybe played once through the middle this whole season.
I can only remember
I
one
don't-
game where he was amazing in the middle, which was against
I can't
Bournemouth.
have this like is that in a combined 11 and Saka, is it?
That's because Saka plays off of the right. If Salah was not playing the way that he's playing, I mean, in a bad Liverpool side, still top goal scorer,
Did I ignore
Saka
super
makes
chat?
it over
Can we-
anybody else.
Can we
It's
take
Salah.
a 4?
When did I
Two,
ignore
two, one.
super chat? Samuel, did you
Saka's-
see a super
yeah.
chat?
Yeah, I read it out. I swear I read it out.
You ignored my super chat. I
I
thought you
thought
read
you
it
did
out.
read it.
I read
thought you
all
read
the
it
super
out.
chats. in the past.
I read it
Which
out.
one was it?
The
It
first
was
time
about-
one.
Oh, I think it was the Kieran Tierney one.
Yeah, so
I
that's
thought
why
you- I thought
He
you
said
read
put
it.
Kieran Tierney back at left back.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Okay, so we're putting Kieran Tierney back in left back then.
You don't need to, though. You don't need to.
we need to, Ram. Respect
Let's
No,
do
that.
it.
I'm only playing though. I do get the logic. Like he plays off the right there. I'm only playing.
Look,
How did
we
I
all
miss
know
that?
how
I
good Bukayo
apologize
Saka
to
is.
I apologize to you, man. Apologies. I did not mean to miss that. So yeah, Kieran Tierney's back in. Now let's have this conversation, guys. There's this. Why do we always have to compare youngsters? I generally don't like doing it. I feel like, especially Curtis Jones, he's not in the same. They shouldn't be spoken about in the same position. They don't play the same position. If you're going to compare players, you should compare players in similar positions. Maybe Emil Smith-Rowe can be compared to Curtis Jones. And to me, right now, Emil Smith-Rowe is not as high in his development to be compared to Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones is currently clear. That's my point. What do you guys think?
No, I agree.
I don't think I'd stay clear.
I wouldn't say clear,
I think, Emil Smith-Rowe has been very good this
Right.
season. I think Jones is better, but I don't think it's clear.
Jones is he's got the know-how because he's got a lot more experience playing at this level. Remember, Smith-Rowe, yes, he's been well this year, but this is actually his first season. Like, people don't actually realize this is his actual first season playing Premier League football.
Yeah.
I think personally, in my opinion, I think Curtis Jones just has a little bit of a higher ceiling compared to Smith-Rowe. He's shown qualities that you expect from a 23-year-old, let alone a 19/20-year-old. But that doesn't mean that Smith-Rowe is not going to be a good player. I think Smith-Rowe is going to be a very good player. But one thing is for sure, we both have one of the best youngsters that's coming out right now. Like Arsenal and Liverpool, arguably top 2 youngsters out of everyone else.
Why do you guys think that nobody talks
you
about
forgot
Curtis
about
Jones
Foden.
though? Like nobody
Now,
talks about
Foden's
Curtis
done.
Jones.
Foden's clear. Foden's clear.
I don't think
He's
no
never
one actually speaks
mentioned.
about him. Yeah.
He's never mentioned with Saka or Mount or Foden. It's really just them. Nobody really talks about Curtis Jones. Why?
He's playing for Liverpool Football Club.
It's not that.
Oh, so there's an agenda?
No, that's
You know
not
what?
true. That's not
You know
true.
what it is? You know what it is?
He doesn't play as often as the others.
Yeah, and he plays for a team who's got lots more. What's the word?
Quality.
Stars that are actually known already. Like, you look at these players, you look at the Hendersons, they've won big titles and things like that. So when you see Saka play for Arsenal and he's doing the job where he's carrying a team, you're automatically going to talk about him as a star boy compared to Curtis Jones, who's in the background.
Yeah.
And I think in a sorry, just go on.
I was just gonna say I don't really know about the ceiling thing. I think it's hard to tell what their ceilings are going to be. Young players are so difficult to predict because 1 minute they're here, 1 minute they're not, or somebody could be a slow, develop a lot slower than somebody else,
Sure.
So the ceiling thing is to me inconclusive. I just think Curtis Jones is one of those that's, just going quietly under the radar. He is good. I mean, I was kidding about, I don't think he should be in the midfield, but I do think he's a good player, goes very under the radar. And I think that's almost better to go under the radar so that you can develop on your own time and not be rushed in or feel pressure or whatever. So I do think he's a really good player. And yeah, I'm interested to see what happens, with him
I
in the
do
future.
also think it's the system as well. Like the system doesn't let our midfielders sort of flourish. Like Cal will back me up here. Our midfielders are very, very recyclable. You need to recycle the ball so we can keep the forward pressure moving. And
Is he English or Welsh?
English. He's from
Has
Liverpool.
he not been called up to under 23s?
Oh, he
Didn't you
fought
see
today.
him today? He literally fought today.
He got into a fight as well.
Okay.
I was surprised he got into. He seems like a
That's Scouse. It's just that's Scouse spirit. That's the Scouse spirit.
Okay, guys. The next thing, I get pelters for saying this. Even Kev, you know what I'm about to say. I literally just put it in the chat right now. Roberto Firmino versus Lacazette. Is it a conversation?
This
about this season, yeah.
In general, I feel like you guys, Roberto Firmino is looked at highly because you guys are in such a good team. I think Lacazette could do the job, if he was in a Liverpool team.
No,
I think it's about narrative as well.
No, Egal, no.
I think it's a difficult one though, because I don't think if you take Firmino out your system and put him in a team where he's meant to be being a striker and actually scoring goals rather than involving his team and setting them up, I think you'll be having the same conversation about him as you are with Lacazette. I don't think he's a number 10. He's a number 10.
Yeah. He's a 10. Lacazette is.
I'm not laughing at you, Kesh. No, I'm laughing at the comments.
But Lacazette, I think he's so underrated with some of the things that he does. I know that he misses chances, but for a striker, he has really good, build-up play and things like that. But Firmino has a class and a technical quality that Lacazette doesn't have, but that's because he's a 10, in nature, so I don't think it's really it's not really a conversation to me, to be honest.
I think what it is, right? For me, Roberto Firmino is the most technical and the most gifted player out of everyone in the front three, hands down.
Yeah,
the guy, what he can do with a football is incredible. But the problem is when he's playing with a number 9, there's so many, and the number 9 that he's meant to be playing for, like with us, there's so much more important stuff that he has to do that he can't be able to do the flicks and the tricks that he does for Brazil or what he did for Hoffenheim before he came. And I feel like it's very hard to see the real Firmino because he's too busy doing the stuff that Klopp wants him to do.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you feel like his time at Liverpool is coming to an end, or do you think he's still got a future?
His time's not coming to an end as a player for Liverpool, but as a striker, his time has already come to an end, in my opinion.
Okay.
But when it comes to Firmino, so I tell you what, Firmino's the one player in our team who probably sacrifices the most for most personal glory for the good of the team. Like we've seen and again, this season's a bad season because Jota's coming and Mane and Salah have still played well, and Jota's been there to an extent. But you look at over the years that they've been there, you take Firmino out of the system and it wouldn't have flourished the way it did with Mane and Salah. And then also you look further back as well when he actually had a creative player behind him, whether that was Ox or Coutinho. That's when we saw the best Firmino because he didn't have to track back as much. He didn't have to try and be the creator. He was a player who could get involved in play and pick his moments, as opposed to now I see him popping up in the semicircle and the center circle, and I'm just like, what? Why are you there, mate? Like, we need you up top, but he has to because we haven't got a creator in our midfield.
I don't know if you guys seen the day that I started saying to myself, I need to start looking at Lacazette and Roberto Firmino a little bit closer, is back in 2019 when I seen a tweet, and I just wanted to look up that tweet. This is the tweet that I seen. The direct goal involvements, both of them had been compared, and they're just showing how in 90 games the two of them had about 40 goal contributions, each of them scoring 20 goals and getting a bunch more assists. And it's like Roberto Firmino just edges him on assists, but everything else is the exact same. And that's what made me say, you know what, there is more of a comparison. We keep talking about XG, all these other, you can look at every single category. They look at shot accuracy, all the comparisons you can find about him. Conversion rates, they're a lot closer. Yes, Lacazette's a better finisher, and Roberto Firmino is a little bit more of a creator, but they do the same role. It's just one is more appreciated than the other.
All right.
I feel like
Can I
Lacazette is respected.
Can I jump in on that one, Egal? This is the thing, yeah?
Yeah.
You guys predominantly play over 10. I'm not saying you have world-class 10s, but you've either had Ozil, you've had Odegaard, you've had someone else playing in that spot, whether it be Smith Rowe. You've always had someone kind of floating as that number 10. So even though Lacazette and Firmino, quote-unquote, play the number 9 position, they play it very differently. So to compare them, I think, is unfair on both of them. Lacazette plays almost more as an out-and-out striker as opposed to Firmino, who is obviously a false 9. Also, when you actually break it down, when you look at players like Trent is a benefit of Klopp's system. We can mask his defensive frailties and he can really exploit the right-hand side of his attacking. Firmino's probably at a disadvantage because of the system, because he's having to do 2-3 jobs in one position. Also, again, you have to understand, if we were to break down and say how many times there's one player in the box over the other, you're going to say Lacazette's probably in the box more. In terms of, and again, another stat that people kind of never really look at is the assist before the assist. If we were to go through David Silva's numbers, he probably doesn't have a stupidly high number of assists. But how often have we seen David Silva split open the defense and then someone else just has to pass it and someone else taps it in? That's what Firmino does. A lot of the time, he's the player that provides the assist before the assist. And I think when we look at assists, sometimes we don't look at that because, again, Leroy Sané probably got a bag of assists for Man City, but how many times was David Silva slipping in through the channels and all he had to do was pass it across the 6-yard box? And I think that's where you have to look. You have to go deep into a comparison for me if you're going to compare Firmino and Lacazette.
It's very different. They're looking at direct goals, involvements, everything. And it's literally comparing all the little granular details.
Assists and goals that, like Callum is saying, it's more than just that. We only take into account the assist, the pass right before the person scores. Firmino makes that front 3 tick. Without him, it's much different. Lacazette doesn't make us tick. He's a player that we're trying to figure out how to play in the system. So I think up until this point, Arteta came in and he's made a role for him that kind of works, but it's almost like still trying to put square pegs in round holes. Whereas I think Firmino is the perfect person for that role. Lacazette is being kind of Jimmy rigged into there because he's the best thing that we have for build up as a number 9. But I think if you asked Arteta, is this the perfect person for this role? Arteta would say probably not. And we'd get somebody else. Whereas if you ask Klopp, he'd probably say, no, this is the exact person that we need. So I think Lacazette deserves a lot more credit than what he gets. And he does do similar things to Firmino, but he's just not, I don't see the comparison in terms of I don't see the comparison. I just don't. One's a 10 that plays in a false 9. One's a striker that's being asked to do build-up play and does a pretty good job at it.
Guys, it's April Fool's, by the way, so don't believe anything transfer-wise for the next, until lunchtime tomorrow, because that's when people stop lying to you. So don't believe anything. Yeah. Someone just got me with Gabriel Martinelli to Sevilla stuff. Not believable at all. But yeah.
Happy
guys, that's pretty much it. I was gonna wrap it up here, but then I was gonna give the floor to people to call in. If you guys want to go, Jess or Callum, you guys can head out. It's up to you. Generally, this can go on for another 20 minutes usually, depending on how many people want to call in. So I'm just gonna open the lines to people.
I may have to shoot now because I've got to be up quite early for work in the morning.
No problem, man. Have a good one. And Jess,
as always, appreciate you guys.
Guys, I got a dip too.
Yeah, just honestly, just shout out your channels, guys, quickly. Let them know where they can catch you, and big up to you guys doing your thing, man. Callum?
Oh, yeah, Callum, you can go first. Yeah.
So Callum, you'll find me on Kopish, so Team Kopish, so KOP-ISH on YouTube, and also I host a show on the Football Terrace as well. So you'll catch me on the Football Terrace as well. So yeah, much appreciated, Gareth, having me on, bro.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for coming on. Hopefully I'll be on Kopish one day talking to you.
Definitely. 100% you will.
Later. And then we got Jess. Jess, you got a bunch of stuff going on. I seen how many
Busy
where they can
girl.
catch you.
Yeah, so you can follow me on Twitter at @itchjacinho. It's right there on the screen. And my show and my YouTube channel is called She Knows Arsenal. I do match previews, post-match shows, all type of stuff. So you can find me on there. I also host the Yama podcast for You Are My Arsenal. So follow them and you can find me there as well. And those are the main things. So if you want to find me, just find me there.
You can say something,
There you
girl.
go,
I just
thank you.
want to tell Jess, congrats on 500 subs. Congrats on
Oh,
500.
thank you. Thank you so much. I know. I'm like so happy about it. But thanks, you guys. Like, hopefully I'll come back and Egal, I'll have you on my show for sure soon.
Yeah, 100%. And yo, Callum, 20K soon touch, eh?
Yeah, God willing. Very close. So hopefully we get there very soon.
I don't know what's going on with this thing. Is you're clicking on it.
I don't know.
A
I'm
bunch
like,
of
you're
people
talking to
have
Callum, but it's like on my face. So I'm like, but
Okay,
yeah.
You should have,
Yeah,
Jess. You should have just mimed while I was speaking. That's what you should
I
have
know.
done.
I was like, please don't do anything weird right now. But yeah, you guys,
You know what it
I'll
is?
see you guys
Don't
soon.
change
Then.
your scenery. Never stream in your in-laws house. It's
All right.
it's not a good thing. Okay, but yeah, we got some callers.
Nice one.
Callum, Jesse, thank you. Have yourselves a great day.
Take
okay?
care. Thanks for having me, guys. Take care.
Bye.
All right, and callers now, bring in the smoke, guys. We need energy. That's what we need. That's what we
Yes,
expect from callers.
Ram, what you saying? You gonna stay on for the callers?
Yeah, I'll stay on for a couple of minutes. Only a couple. Yeah.
All right, Gunner Express, what you saying?
I've got a question for Rams, yeah, about
Mm.
Klopp. You think he's staying or you think he's going for the Germany job?
Well, reports are saying that Ralph Ragnick is looking to take over from Joachim Löw. It's really dependent on this summer. If he isn't backed, he's going to go at the end of next season. If he is, then he'll see out his contract. I think that's the simple answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then let's get this juicy. Let's be real. Do we really think Liverpool has a chance to win the Champions League round? Because I don't believe it at all.
I
Yes.
do.
Yes.
Guess why?
Yeah.
Because
When it comes to Liverpool Champions League, anything can happen. Anything.
Mhm.
Like
Wait,
whenever
wait.
we're playing badly, we somehow do well in the Champions League. That's how it goes.
Did Werner miss an open goal again today?
Yes,
Yeah.
he did.
Yep.
Yes, he did.
Oh,
It was
Embarrassing.
it's worse
Look, he
than
jumped
like
in. No one talk about
anything
one.
else ever, Kesh.
Wow.
Egal, can you read out that first XI for me, please?
Where is it?
I couldn't see it on my screen. Well, I was doing the washing up at the time, to be fair, but
Which one?
the first XI that you made, the combined one, didn't you do a combined one?
Oh, the combined 11. You couldn't see it on the screen.
No. Could you just read it out?
North up to North. Yo, North
Wait.
streaming FIFA. I had to quit.
What's that?
You're lagging.
No, you destroyed me in FIFA, bro.
Easy money, bro.
Okay, so yeah, so it's Alisson, Alexander Arnold, Fabinho, Gabriel, Kieran Tierney, Thiago, Partey, Wijnaldum, Salah, Lacazette,
Get
and Mane.
Tierney out.
Stop disrespecting Tierney, man. Like,
Bullshit.
Shaw can't even get in the England team of a Chilwell. Like,
I mean, Robertson.
No.
Just saying. Robertson.
Wait, has Robertson ever got 3 assists playing at centre back?
It was Faroe
I
Islands.
think
man.
Tierney
You're
will be a
playing
better
against
player.
Faroe Islands.
I don't care. Yeah, well, Robertson didn't get 3 assists against Faroe Islands, did
It
he?
doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Trey
it
Adams
does.
scored.
It does. It
To
does.
be honest, it does matter because they both played in the same game.
Exactly.
It does matter.
You know when Robertson
Bro,
got that
Trey
assist,
Adams
yeah?
scored. You know he got
T-
as many assists
Tierney,
as he...
Tierney had to let
Yeah, go on.
Robertson out of his shadow so he could get an assist.
Has
Bro.
Tierney ever
Wait,
got
Ram.
Champions
You know,
League semi-final? No, he hasn't. So please,
Ram.
don't-
You know, Tierney
don't.
got as many assists today as he's got
Tierney,
in his Premier League
wraps
career.
up Master though. Tierney wraps up Master.
Can I say I have never seen a guy fall over himself
Wait.
the way he did at the end of the season.
Nah.
at the start of the season.
Yeah, I've never seen
Tierney-
Robertson. I've never seen Robertson score a goal like he
This
did
isn't
against
even
West Brom. You
Tierney.
know what I mean?
This
Wait,
isn't
didn't
even
Tierney-
I mean, he
Tierney.
scored against you
hold on.
guys.
Wait.
Yeah, he scored against you guys.
This
He
isn't
scored
even
against you
Tierney
guys.
disrespect.
Didn't
Yeah. This
Tierney
isn't
wrap
even
up
disrespect.
Prime Barca?
This isn't even Tierney disrespect. Yeah,
Guys,
but
order.
He also got smoked 6-0 as well.
Order.
Check.
Relax. Yeah, it's getting out of hand. Let's keep it real.
Let
Let's
Chris
keep it
go.
real. Kieran Tierney, debate is fun games because we know Robertson's a much better team. He's been in a much better team for the past couple seasons, and he's been performing at a higher level. Kieran Tierney right now is performing at as high as a level in a worse team. That's why we give him the props.
He's not performing.
He's been performing for the last 2 months.
If both teams were fighting in the same like Champions League, top of the league
but they are
table,
fighting in the
and
same
competing
position.
for
They're one
leagues,
position above.
then maybe it would be more of a debate. Right now,
He's right.
I would say.
But Luke,
I don't understand why Tristan's fighting this because Tristan.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Have we forgotten about how bad how bad Kieran Tierney was at the start of the season?
He was
injured.
Whoa,
when was Kieran Tierney ever bad?
I never
The
said
start of the season.
The start of the season, Tierney was poor still.
Danny, you agree? When was Kieran Tierney bad?
No, wait, Kristen. How can you even sit here and criticize?
Hey, you can't come from my left back, bro.
No, wait. Let me finish. Yeah, let me finish. How can you come at Tierney? No, but how can you come at Tierney at the start of the season when Shaw hasn't been dropped for 3 years?
I don't think you can drop Robertson.
How can I come for Tierney when what?
Shaw's been poor for 3 years. He's
That's
been
not
fat,
true.
eating
He won our
pies.
player of the year in
He's
18-19. So how could he
been
be poor?
trash. Yeah,
He won our player of the year in 18-19. How could he be poor?
I swear he had a separation. I swear his leg got separated.
I swear he broke his leg.
Yeah, he broke his leg as well.
I swear he broke his leg. And he still won player of the year in 18-19.
Yeah, because Tierney's never been injured in his career.
You got Pogba in that team and he still won player of the season, bro.
It don't matter. So, yeah,
that's bad.
Bro, if Tierney won Arsenal's player of the year, you'd say, oh, he's our best player. That's why he's the best left back in the world. Like, bro.
No. I'm grounded.
Yeah, me. I don't know about Egal and the summary, yeah, but me and Kesh ever saying that.
Wait, so where is Egal? Is he top 3? Wait, where is Tierney? Is he top 3?
He's probably top 5 in the league.
Yeah, top 1.
No, I meant in the world.
Kieran Tierney, for me personally, Kieran Tierney is in discussion for the best left back in the Premier League.
He's not in the discussion. No, he's not.
Oh man, let everyone finish.
And when I say discussion,
I'll mute my
for
mic.
me means 1 week you think it's Robertson, next week now I think it's Tierney. But let's stop. Let's hear what Indiana has to say.
I think Luke Shaw's definitely above him in terms of form right now. I think Robertson you have to put above him for what he's done. Right
so we're going off what he's done. If that's the case, then Marcelo is still the best left back in the world.
He won the Premier League and the Champions League, Kesh.
No, but you can't. Let me finish.
Marshmallow play.
Then I'll calm you down after, all right?
Go on.
Once I finish speaking, Kesh, you'll be relaxed. You'll be happy, okay?
Cool.
I think right now I would probably take Luca Digne. I just like him. I like his tenacity right now.
Wow.
But
are we counting James Justin as a left back?
I think Kieran Tierney has a higher ceiling than all of these players.
Look, I don't doubt Kieran Tierney. Kieran Tierney has the potential to be a better left back. He's not a better left back than Robert.
Guys, the combined 11 is done. The combined 11 is done. Let's talk about Liverpool Arsenal all-time 11.
Oh,
this is going to be easy. This is going to be good. It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
What, Premier League all time?
Yeah,
Championship.
Nah, Christian, La Liga.
Nah, bro.
No, Division 1.
Bro, that was football before the Premier League.
Just Premier League. Premier League all time.
Premier League was born then, bruv.
Shut up,
Kesh.
Don't worry about that, man.
Yeah, but he's got them on VHS, so it don't matter.
Oi, there's clips of Kenny, bro.
He was educated.
Right, so goalkeeper first then, yeah?
Yeah, Seaman.
Yeah.
I mean, Pepe Reina's got the most golden gloves alongside Pepe.
Pepe Reina.
Seaman.
Oi, put some respect on Reina, though. Put some respect.
It's Seaman.
Won a World Cup, and to be fair, I'll give you. I like a quote.
Ram, did he play in that World
Cup? Iker Casillas said, if Iker Casillas said if he wasn't playing, Pepe Reina would probably do as good a job as I would do.
Yeah, but Victor Valdez was the second keeper, right?
No, he was. No, Reina was. Don't do that. Don't do it.
All right, Egal, what were you gonna say before?
Okay. What are we saying? Goalkeeper.
I'll go for Jens Lehmann. I like a German. I like a German.
Yeah, Carrius, yeah.
I think
Carrius,
Seaman.
yeah.
I think Seaman
Oh,
gets
you want
that.
to
Because
talk about
Seaman
your
won
goalkeepers, bro?
4 titles.
You
Oh,
talk about
no,
Manuel
ours are just as
Munia,
bad
bro.
as
Hey,
Seaman,
chill out,
Seaman-
man.
We need to talk
Seaman
about Manuel
definitely gets
Munia. We talk
Hey,
about
chill out,
Munia.
chill out, man. Let him
Yeah,
go.
you have to give it to Simon, don't you?
Yeah,
Have to give it to
Yeah,
Simon.
yeah, Seaman.
Oh,
I love you a bit of Seaman.
What
to
about
be honest,
Lehman, bro?
That sounds
Petr
like a mad sentence, you
has
know.
more say, in my opinion, than all your goalkeepers, except for Petr Cech's Arsenal career has been better than all your goalkeepers in the Premier League history. Premier League time.
Wait, what?
Wait,
What?
no,
Oh, say that again. Say that again. Say that again.
Petr Cech's Arsenal career is better than majority of your goalkeepers' careers. Besides,
No, Ben.
No, it's not. No, it's
Oh,
not.
my
Don't
days.
talk rubbish, Egal. Please, come on.
In the
I
Premier
respect
League.
it.
No, in the Premier League. In the Premier League, he's right though. He's right.
Is he though?
In the
No,
Premier League,
no,
yeah, right.
Reina, Reina,
Right.
listen.
Hang
No,
on,
but
hang on.
for
He's not better than
One at a
Alisson.
time, one at a
He's
time,
not
one at a
better
time.
than Pepe
No,
Reina. He's not
I
better than
forgot
Jersey
about Alisson.
Dudek.
I'm sorry.
He's not better than Van der
Alisson and
Vesterveld.
Reina.
Like, come on.
He's
We're
so
talking
angry,
about
man.
Petr
Look
Cech
at
at
him.
Arsenal compared to
Cech
Van
won
der
the gold.
Vesterveld, bro.
Cech won the Golden Glove with Arsenal.
Czech won the Golden Glove with Arsenal.
Reina's won 3. 3.
Oh, sorry, he's got 3
Oh,
Golden
he's doing
Gloves.
those three. You ain't even finished.
I don't care. The guys are talking nonsense as usual.
No, but
No,
the
Alright,
question,
cool.
the,
So
the question with
goalkeeper
Pepe
David
Reina,
Seaman.
was
No,
it the
thing,
defenders or
thing,
was it Reina?
I'm not really fussed about that. I wouldn't
Okay.
mind
Reina saved us on so many occasions, bro. So,
Goalkeeper David Seaman. Who's the left back?
Yes.
Jens Lehmann. I'll go Lehmann.
Ashley Cole's the left back.
Cole.
There's no
Ashley
debate.
Cashley.
So
Ashley
Ashley
Cole's
Cole.
the left back, surely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
no.
Cole.
Centre back
I'll
pairing.
quick on that.
Centre back pairing is easy too.
Go on,
Campbell
Egal.
and Verge.
Campbell.
What's 20
Say
Adams?
again.
Huh?
Campbell and who?
Did you say Campbell and Verge?
Yeah.
Virgil.
Hell
Yeah.
Van Dijk.
You think
Nah.
Virgil gets ahead of Tony Adams?
I'd have
Yeah, better than
yeah.
Tony Adams.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
chill out,
yeah.
man.
Bro,
Virgil will get ahead of Tony Adams. Come on, guys.
No, that's
behave
bullshit.
yourself.
No.
Virgil has
You
everything
guys would
Tony
know you'll
Adams
take
has.
Virgil
No,
over
Ram. Hey,
that.
BA will.
Nah,
BA.
nah,
No,
Virgil
wait,
and Campbell.
Is Virgil doing it hungover though? No, he isn't. Adams did it hungover.
Oh, okay.
Man.
We can't use that.
It's
But also
Adams, bro.
Adams
That shows you
acted
how
by
them
line.
how dead strikers were, doesn't
Adams
it? At
was
that time.
slow as a
Leadership, yeah.
snail, bro.
That's the
His
indictment on the
leadership, bro.
strikers at that time.
Behave yourself, bro.
His
Okay,
leadership
so,
is
so
just.
the centre back pairing is Sol Campbell and Tony Adams. That's what we're going with.
What?
Yeah.
But
Okay,
I
so what
think
do you
that's
think?
indictment with strikers.
I have.
Virgil. It's Verge and Campbell.
Right.
Oh,
Okay.
man,
Let's go
this
one
is
by
mad.
one. What do you think?
Yo, guys, I found it. 1 second. Guys, how do you work around it?
I can't hear you.
R2D2 Egal, man.
Egal with McDonald's Wi-Fi, man.
My shit.
Pray for his Wi-Fi.
He's gone.
Hello.
Egal, jump in and
Samuel, take over.
jump out and jump back in.
No,
Sammy,
wait.
you got to take over now.
Wait. Give him a minute. Okay, yeah. Oh, wait.
He's finished, bro. He's finished.
Now you guys continue talking. I'll get it up when I can.
Okay, I'll take over now. I'm the captain. So,
She said.
Oh my days.
I'll go over this side. I'll go over that side. And I'll take over. So we can all
You
agree.
lot, I'm gonna shoot off though.
Alright, see you in a bit.
Yeah, peace, Kesh, man.
Just make sure no one's stupid enough to try to say Salah is better than Henry.
Yeah. Nah.
He's better than Freddie Youngberg, bro.
Wait, hold on. Indiana's there, innit? So I know that won't happen today.
Kesh, it ain't happening,
We
bro.
hate
It ain't
Liverpool
happening.
and Arsenal exactly the same. Don't worry.
Exactly.
No bias here.
Cool.
No bias right now.
Alright.
See you in a bit, bro.
So we all agree with the centre back player. I'll go with Tony Adams and Virgil van Dijk. Are we in agreement with that?
Tony
No
Adams
Campbell.
and Virgil.
No
All right,
Campbell.
so go one by one. Ram, what do you think?
Sol Campbell was
Personally,
a
I'll
baller
be
as well.
thinking Sol Campbell and Virgil van Dijk.
I think Tony was done.
Egal's frozen. So Goon Express, what do you think?
Yeah, Adams and Campbell.
So we've got Adams and Campbell. No, we've got Adams and Virgil van Dijk for Samuel. Campbell and Virgil van Dijk for Ram.
I'm the dictator here, yeah. I can overrule anything you say.
I think we have to do it as like one from each team because that makes it fair, right?
All right. So it will be Van Dijk from Liverpool.
Van Dijk from Liverpool and
Adams or Campbell? Which one?
Tony Adams. He's Mr.
Adams.
in terms of leadership and just like what he achieved, it has to be
Tony Adams. His name's Mr. Arsenal.
It has to be Adams.
Yeah.
His name
Tony Adams has to be.
So Adams and
Virgil.
Van Dijk.
So what formation do you guys want? What guys?
4-3-3,
Do a
man.
4-4-2 so you can pick two strikers, isn't it?
No,
Alright,
4-3. No, 4-3-3. 4-3-3.
No, Ram. 4-4-2.
Yeah, but
No,
No, you don't
4-3-3.
get a say.
Yeah, he's like
4-4-2.
Nah,
4-3-3.
4-3-3. Nah, 4-3-3. 4-3-3.
You don't get a
No.
say in
I'm not
this.
putting Mane and Salah. I'm not
You
putting
don't-
Mane and Salah.
Ram. You don't get a say in this. It's 4-2.
Nah, I want some
Yeah,
midfielders.
guys,
I want
my internet's acting up, guys. I'm gonna share this with you guys in a second. This thing is
So
acting
Seaman Cole.
mad. Cash left?
What?
Yeah,
I can't
Kesh
hear
is
you.
gone.
Yeah, Kesh left.
And on right back.
Can you guys
So-
see so?
No, you're R2D. Bro.
We can hear you a little bit. You're cracking up though.
Alright, I'll carry on. So Seaman
Yeah, so we
Cole.
agree 4-3-3, yeah? 4-3-3.
Okay, go
Cool.
4-3-3. 4-3-3. Okay, so the midfield 3. Who are you going with?
We didn't pick
No,
a right back.
right back.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
I'll-
right back.
I
Can you guys see
personally
what I'm
think
showing?
Bellerin.
Lauren.
Yeah, we kind of go.
Lauren, yeah.
You go.
Yeah.
So you going Lauren over Trent?
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm just saying. I'm asking the questions. I'm just asking the questions.
Yeah, definitely.
Lauren was here for how many years? I don't know how many years he was here for.
He was there from
He was a top
01,
player, man.
01 to
I'd
say
put him in over
06,
Trent, but
5 years.
1 to 06?
Yeah. So you
So
can
I
Because
was-
he played
Can you guys see
5
this?
years, I'll give him
Can you
that.
guys see this?
yeah.
This is
Yeah.
disgusting. What is this? Allison in goal.
It's champions bias, is what it is.
What
Go,
is this?
go up. I want to see it go up a bit.
It's Henderson and Vieira as a midfield
Nah.
as a double pivot.
Look, I'm a Liverpool fan. Henderson.
It got screwed up, guys. Honestly, let's just agree on the midfield now, because center back pairing we're not gonna agree, right? Let's just move on.
Yeah.
I already agreed. We already agreed to go. Adams.
So what's the
and
midfield?
so 4-3-3
Is it,
formation.
are we doing 4-3-3 or 4-4-2?
I say
The midfield.
Vieira.
4-3-3.
Vieira walks in.
4-3-3.
I say
Gerard.
Vieira,
who?
Gerard, and Alonso.
Alonso.
Okay,
Yeah, I
that's
agree with
fair.
that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
What? No
So-
Petit?
No,
No.
but
Alonso, Alonso's better.
Roberto Silva
Alonso,
had
yeah.
the case too.
Alonso DM with Vieira and then have Gerard like moving up.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay,
maybe a
front
4-2-3-1
three.
for Cam.
Front three: Salah, Henry,
Salah on the right.
Robert Perez.
Perez and Henry.
No.
Is there a case for
I'll
Mane?
put Henry on the left and I'll put Fowler in the middle.
I'm taking Robbie
No,
Fowler
no,
over
no,
any other striker up the
You
middle.
guys
Robbie
forgetting?
Fowler
Are you guys
is
forgetting?
Robbie
Both
Fowler's
teams-
a bit too far before my time. That's a bit far before my time. Like Henry's before my time, but Fowler's
No,
Wait.
Robbie Fowler was an
Nah, he's still
ultimate
there.
finisher.
He was still there when
Top
Henry was
finisher.
there.
Okay,
Honestly,
I'm
the
not willing
goals
to
he's-
give up. I'm not willing to give up. For Fowler. I was.
yeah, but Henry's still in the team.
No, but
I
this
said
is why.
Henry's in the team.
Wait. No, this is why we needed to do a 4-4-2 so we can have Henry, Fowler in the two
Yeah.
strikers, and then have the two wingers.
KD and Cameron Pro clubs, bro. He did here. Not Dead
Yo,
Vibes
man,
FC.
you gotta go.
Nah, I can't. After this, I'm gonna go. So,
No, we're gonna head out. We're done anyways. Just go do your thing, bro. It's not a problem. Yo, madam, we're gonna be done. Big up to everybody watching. My internet, pray for me. I don't know how I'm gonna do this for the next day and a half, but I'll figure it out.
Use those super chats to get a better raw.
Right, you know, should end up.
No, I'm not
see you
home.
guys.
I'm not home.
Should end it here.
Yeah, and
Yeah.